This is it. This is the one. This is the holy grail of all of the Fast and Furious cars. This is the 1970 Dodge Charger that Vin Diesel actually drove in the very first The Fast and the Furious movie. Now you probably know that that's what this car is from, but you know a lot about it. So let's dive in. Though this is the car that you recognize, they actually made 3.5 of these cars. One was the hero car. The hero car is the one that gets all the screen time. That's the one that the actor sits in and all the close-up shots are on. The other ones are stunt cars, so they're not as pretty, especially on the inside. You can tell that this is the hero car because they only put a single roll bar in here when they were making it to modify it or to make it look like a hot rod. All of the stunt cars have double roll bars in them. So when you're like, what do you mean half car, 3.5 cars? It's pretty cool actually. You have the 3 full-size cars and then you have a half car, which means this car is literally cut in half, and then they have this truck camera rig that's mounted to it. So this way the driver can actually drive, the stunt driver can drive, and the actor can act without crashing, so they can get both shots and make it look more realistic. If you're one of those guys that say Mopar or no car, you're going to be a little upset with this. Fun fact, well, it's not a fun fact if you're one of the Mopar guys, but this is actually a 1969 Charger that was converted to look like a 1970. Also, the blowers in all of the cars are completely fake. If you were to lift the hood, there's nothing underneath it. It's just an empty shell. And the scene where Dom reveals the car and pulls the car cover off and you see this beautiful blown engine, that was just borrowed, that was never actually hooked up. Then all the sounds that you hear throughout the movie was actually pre-recorded. It was an aspirated Hemi that was revved up, and then they overdubbed it onto the sounds throughout the movie. A lot of the car guys weren't tricked by it though, because you never heard any of the high-pitched, supercharged whining that you would normally hear. Now, if you're a true Mopar guy and that upset you, just wait, there's more. All of the engines were actually just factory stock automatic engines, which means, come on down. All of the engines here were automatic, but in the movie, all of the close-up shots of the shifting and all the shifting actions were completely fake. And finally, in the last drag racing scene of the movie where Dom does a wheelie, that's also fake too. What they did is they got nitrogen-filled tanks and put them underneath the car. What they would do is push down on this bar that would push the car up in the air. But to hide it from you, movie magic, literally smoke and mirrors. They would fill the whole thing with smoke so that you couldn't see it, and then Dom would wheelie off into the sunset. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope that you got something out of this and enjoyed some of the movie magic behind the movie cars. And like and subscribe to our channel. Click the bell icon. There's a lot more coming. We don't want you to miss any of it. And we'll see you soon.